Hello, hello, hello. This is Kenny Perkins, aka your cancer guy. And man, I wanted to get on here and just talk to you organically today. I wanted to talk to you freely, not in a suit, anything like that. I woke up today and I was like, no, I have a lot of things on my mind. And sometimes those are the best moments, right? When you have a lot of things on your mind, and sometimes you just say it. I was talking to my team and I was saying, man, resilience is something that's amazing. Some people have that quality naturally, right? The ability to bounce back from something that's affecting them. The ability to say, I got to move forward no matter what you go through. Some people are going through tragic situations and you look and you go, man, how do those people continue to move forward? What I found out about myself is like, regardless of what I do for a living, in this podcast, I talk to you about certain qualities. And sometimes those qualities reflect back to you and go, man, you can use some help in that area. Resilience is one. But I pause for it because I think, my ability, Kenny Perkins, my ability to bounce back when something hard or tragic happens to my life is not, it's not as fast. It's not fast as what I think it should be. I don't know if that's a personal thing or what not. But I also see people who go through certain things and they continue moving forward regardless. I'm like, man, I love that quality. And it's like a mirror. When I see it and I say, I can use more of that, I can develop that skill. So for those of you that have resilience, right? A lot of people have resilience. The ability to bounce back regardless of something negative happening to your life. Have you been hit with a tragic situation, some type of trauma in your life? It's a breakup or whatever it may be. You see what I talk about. We're talking about resilience from those that are dealing with cancer. But this can be applied across the board. It can be applied in just life experiences. For someone who's seen people battle cancer for 2 decades, it's a long time. And you see people bounce back. You see people come in regardless of what they're going through. And they focus on it. So I'm going to tell you, you get diagnosed with something that's major, like cancer. How are you going to deal with that? If you have been diagnosed with cancer, how are you dealing? How are you doing? If you are a family member that has someone who's been diagnosed with cancer, how are you doing? If you are a caregiver that's dealing with someone and helping someone who's dealing with cancer, how are you doing? Resilience is something that all of us can develop, something all of us that can acquire. Some people have it naturally and we just pay attention to that. So I want to talk about it. I want to talk about resilience today because your ability to bounce back and to move forward in spite of bad news, in spite of something tragic, in spite of going through some type of heartache, it's necessary to develop that quality, right? For me, I've been looking at my business and things that have been going on. How do I get more content out to you guys? It's not moving as fast as I think it should be moving. I'm not doing the things that I should be doing. Some bad things happen in my life and it pauses me, right? I'm not necessarily stopped, but it's baby steps. It's definitely not moving in the fast speed that I normally move in. It's not normally doing the things that I normally do at the pace that I do it in. I'm a go-getter. I make things happen. That was part of my title on my emails before. My personal emails, let's make it happen. But what I found out about myself is that, man, when something bad happens, I freeze. So do you find that to be the case with you? When things happen in your life, tragic, or situations that come suddenly, I snap my fingers and right, it happens like that. Do you pause? Do you find it hard to get up? Do you want to give up? It's easy, right? I know for me it is. The resilience to continue in spite of trauma or tragedy. Yeah, so talk to me about that. I want to make sure you guys drop some comments, right? I want to make sure, how do you deal with resilience when something bad in your life happens? Something that is not necessarily the things that you thought it should be. You may be going one direction and all of a sudden life takes you left, life takes you right. How do you deal with that? How do you bounce back and wake up the next day and go, no, okay, I'm going to start ready again? It takes me a while. I had something major happen to me in my life. And to me, it was major. It affected my life in a big way. And instead of being, let's make it happen, the next day, let's go, I'm ready to, man, I was paralyzed. I was depressed. I couldn't move. I just wanted to sleep. I didn't want to go forward with life. And where's that resilience? It's eye-opening. And so when things happen in your life, how do you do that? How do you bounce back? I looked at someone and I said, man, this person, and I talked to her because you don't know, it's a person who I know. They had tragedy happen in their life. They lost someone. They got in a car accident. They've been kicked by a horse, knocked down. I mean, those are three separate things I talked to you about. They lost someone. They personally got into an accident. They've been kicked by a horse, literally. That person still continued to get up, move forward. Now, some people say, man, I just don't have no other option. I mean, you do have a choice. You do. You can just sit there and not do anything. I've done that. My resilience of bouncing back the next day or the same day and dust yourself off and continue moving forward wasn't like that. But this person was. They lost someone. It was tragic. Yes. Like, you know that feeling. Some of us have lost someone. Some of us have been diagnosed with something. Some of us have gone through something tragic. And you're still moving forward. I want that. I want that quality to be like that, like fast. But it doesn't work like that for me. So for those that have the resilience, ask. You got to ask. Because I asked that person, like, how do you move forward when things like that happen to you? They're like, Kenny, what other option I have? It was as if they had no option. You got to continue moving forward because standing there is not going to get you to the place you need to get to. Sitting there and dwelling about it, yeah, it's on your mind, but you have to learn how to dwell on it and continue moving forward. That moment doesn't define you. And I think, man, I think that part of it, right? Because for those that are like me, you get stuck in a moment and you feel like that defines you. That moment is like, it's the end all be all. But it's not. It's just a sentence in the chapter. It's just a page in your chapter. It's not the entire book. And that's the part I guess I need to remember. It's not necessarily the entire book, right? It's not all of it. It's just a moment, a time and space. that you're feeling like that. So for those that have been diagnosed, I see it all the time. Like I'm an eyewitness to it every day. Imagine I treat 40 patients a day. I see everyone coming in. I have conversations with every single person coming in. That's my God-given gift. That's my occupation. That's what I do for a living. This is what I get to see. I get to see every patient come every 15 minutes, 30, 40 patients a day. It starts like this. Here's my, I pull up, good morning, how are you, blah, 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 right? It's Manic Monday, or it's Taco Tuesday, or it's Hump Day Wednesday, or today is SHIT, Sure Happy It's Thursday, TGIF. I started like that, right? Everyone has a comment. Everyone talks about whatever they're doing. Some people talking about their vacations or the things that are happening, the deal with their family, their dinner plans. I can't make this stuff up. This is my life. Where they're going to go with their kids, where they're going to go with their husbands, the barbecue they're preparing. Right? So I have one patient out of those 30 or 40. Right? This is current. She was like, man, I'm depressed. I'm down. Now I can see that. I can see it. When I see her, I know. Her whole body tells me, okay, what's going on? That inside me, that's my gift. I know how to do that. But that's not my resilience, right? That's what we're talking about. How are you doing? What's going on? Right? It's a few questions. It's sincere. She feels that. She knows that it is. She opens up. She tells me about what she's going through. Doesn't know about this cancer and this things, and your chemo appointments is not working, and the doctor's this. Everything just seems to be an issue. It must be difficult. Coming in every single day, trying to have treatments, and you trying to battle everyday life. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine. For those that are, you don't have to imagine. I'm the one that has to imagine. Those that have been diagnosed, those that are going through trauma or tragic, you deal with something every single day. You got to deal with life. And you have all these other things happening. But out of my 30 and 40, it's just that one right now, at this moment. So maybe she's like me in the sense that the resilience is not automatic. But what I will give her credit for, and what I did tell us, you're coming up. You showed up today. You made it to treatment today. I got to see your face today. You're taking steps. Not like me. I was in the bed. I didn't want to get up. I wanted to give up. I didn't see any reason for moving forward. But sometimes when you're battling tragedy, or you're battling a diagnosis, you're battling life, right? So how do you get that resilience? Well, I asked my people, right? I was like, man, how do you do that? How do you move forward? You just take it one step at a time. How many times we hear that? It says, take it one step at a time. What else can you do? Don't dwell on the negative. Stay focused. Man, that's hard, huh? For me, that's difficult. Try to stay dwelling on the moment and moving forward when your feelings are as a whole other expectation, right? Your feelings are dictating how you feel. your mood, your responses, your interaction with people. Yeah, resilience is a huge deal. So, how do we develop that? I don't just want to get in here and rant. How do you develop resilience? One, you have to take it in the moment. Can't focus on the future. Can't think about the past. Why? What happened? Why did this do this? Who that? Blah, blah, blah. What did I do? Did this? Man, it's a merry-go-round. It's a damn merry-go-round. So you have to learn to focus. That's what we're talking about, right? Focused in the moment. Man, if that was so easy, I would have A+ in everything I do. No, it's not. So for those that are battling this, it's not easy. Just stay in the moment. This is not just me trying to preach to you because I live in it. I live the moment like that. It's a battle. Sometimes my mind goes back to this, it goes ahead of that, right? Into the future. Man, you got to stay in the moment. That's difficult. Stay in the moment. Number 2, do you have someone you could talk to? Me, I'm private. If you're like me, I'm private. There's not too many people I want to open up to, right? Some people don't even understand you. Like I pride myself on listening. Like I'm a good listener. I'm going to let you know that I understand you. You're going to walk away when you talk to me that you know that I understand you 100%. That's my gift. God gave me that. It's because I want to be understood. I want someone to understand me. So I know that feeling. And so I want to make sure that I give you that. So when you talk to someone like me, I'm going to make sure that you know I understand you, what you're going through. How many of us want that? We just want to be understood. So find someone who you can talk to, but then not just talk to, right? Someone who understands you. Because it's that that's going to allow you to know you're not so crazy. And the feelings you have, it's not necessarily normal, right? Just to put you in it's just normal to go like that. No, it's not just like to say that. It's to be like, yeah, your feelings, you're not alone in those feelings, right? The way you're feeling, you're down, you don't really want to move forward and you're feeling down and you want to jump back and get into how you were moving, but you can't move that way. Yeah, it's normal. It's normal for some of us. And be patient with yourself. Keyword patient. I don't have it. I don't have that. It's like, no, I want it right now. I want to be able to jump now. I want to be able to slam dunk like Michael Jordan right now. Right? It takes time. So when they say you're on a journey, you're on a journey. That's what it is. Your journey is just that. It's a process. I hate processes, me personally. But you can't do anything about it. Right? Gotta have that. Right? Steps, stay in the moment, find someone who understands you can talk to, because it's a journey, it's a process. You're not alone in this. And be optimistic that this situation that you're currently in is not going to be the situation you're always going to be in. That's difficult. That's difficult for me anyway. Right? It seems like this is how it's going to be. This is life. This is the situation. But it's not always that way. Where I was at 5 years ago is not where I'm at today. I'm exaggerating by saying 5 years ago. I'm not where I'm at, not where I was at. So, where you're currently at in the situation right now, where you need resilience to bounce back, to move forward, to be understood, you're not going to always be here. That's for fact. But in the meantime, right? In the meantime, go through the process. Find someone you could talk to. That's why I became a cancer coach, right? You can find me at Kenny Perkins, your cancer guy, right? I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, I'm on my website, I'll Talk Oncology. Find me. I can be there for you. But this is not about me, it's about you. The decisions we make, right? We have the ability to make decisions. That's the part. What are our choices? Now, some of you, if you're like me, you make bad choices. You have to learn from the bad choices, right? It's a part of that process, right? But these qualities or these experiences is what helps shape your resilience, right? Some people say, man, I give you an example. I had a meeting with my teammates today. One of my team members was talking to me in the dark. I can't make this up. He's in the dark. We're talking. I'm like, man, what are you doing? Like, why are you in the dark? To me, I was like, man, you ever seen that movie where the guy's like, I see dead people? I was joking with him like that. I was like, man, that's kind of what it looks like. You in the dark. He's like, man, electricity went out. Electricity went out. To me, I tell them, if my electricity went out where I'm living, and this is a frequent thing, how would I be? I would be on the phone complaining, I can't move forward. Everything that I needed to do for that day is stopped because my electricity is out. I need to contact, this can't be, blah, blah, blah. But imagine living similar, and that's what I said. Imagine myself living in a situation where my electricity was out. That was part of life. How would I deal? How would I adjust? This happens. Like, you can't be like, oh, I can't perform today because no, this person showed up. She showed and was like smiling. It's like, man, there's so much I need to learn in life. Right? As I always say, it's like when you get hit with tragedy, you hit with some bad news, you get hit with something devastating. It's like you get catapulted in the front of the line of dealing with nonsense. Or it's not necessarily nonsense. They're dealing with life, to deal with feelings, to deal with maybe life or death. Like, you get catapulted. You didn't ask for it. You got put there. And then now you have to deal with it. How do you handle that? Like, your attitude, your mental mindset has everything to do with that. And that's what I developed a program for. I developed a program to help you with mindset, right? Because you get hit with tragedy, you get hit with something. How do you deal with it? You go to the doctor, he helps you physically with your treatments, right? You go to your treatments, they take care of whatever it is you need to. But what about when you go home? What about when you're by yourself? What about when you're in your head and you're thinking about all these different things? Is it really going to work? Is the people going to be really there for me after the whole treatment thing is over? Like, what's happening? Those are real questions. I help you with that. I help you go through that process. I help you with those feelings. That's what we talk about. Cancer coaching is a real thing. coaching in itself when it comes to traumas is a real thing. Something I love to do because I think that some of the traumas I've gone through in my own life, I wish I had someone like that. Sometimes they say you become what you want. You're looking for the things that you want, you become that. So if I can be a light or a beacon or some type of help or a resource, then I'm going to do that. That's my gift. I know this really my gift. I don't feel like I had to step into that. Right. I have a hard time believing, like, man, God, you're God sent. Someone told me that. I was on a webinar and a person was going through exactly what I was talking about. And he was like, man, you're God sent. I had Jean Trebek on the sense she was like, man, you're like an angel. And I don't feel like that. Like internally, like I don't feel that. It's just who I am. Like if I can do that, man, I would love for someone to do that for me. But if I can give you something, I'm going to do it. Right, that Jesus always said, right? There's that quote, there's more happiness in giving than there is receiving. And I believe that. I believe that. So when I talk to you about, man, I didn't want to get up out of bed. I didn't want to move. Life for me of what I knew had stopped. How did I get through that? This is the other gem I'm giving you. I started putting my energy into others. Yeah. That's what I did. I started putting my energy into others, not knowing the effect that was going to have on me. Didn't know at the time. Sorry, I get a little emotional about it, but it's the facts. My sister was going through something at that time where she stopped walking. So much stress that she stopped walking. I'm like, what? So I gave my sister that energy. I gave her me. Every day we start talking, we laughing, blah, 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 putting her with the kids, me and her spending the time. Connection, that's my sister. But that's me, who I am, period. It's my sister, it's my friend. Like, that's me as a person. That's my essence. When my sister is every day, helping her out, laughing, doing something every day, taking drives and chopping it up every day. What did she need? She needed an ear. She needed someone who understood her. Man, I was right there. What was the results? That giving my sister that space allowed her to start walking again. It allowed her to keep moving again, to start moving again, having a reason or a purpose, knowing someone was there, knowing that someone understood her. My sister was back to functional again. Now, of course, your mom's going to praise, oh my God, you got your sister walking. Not really. I mean, I don't take it like that. I take it as, you know what? My sister needed me. And whatever she needed me in what capacity is what I gave her. We all need that, right? We need someone to give us something sometimes. We need to be understood, basically. I don't mean necessarily give you something physically. You know, your time and energy. Sometimes it's that. So with resilience and being able to bounce back, if you're anything like me, be patient with yourself. Recognize it. You see me recognizing not man, I don't have that. I wish I could have that ability to do that. But doing that and going through the process is going to help you. Right? So I wanted to get on here, chop it up with you, give you that. I don't want to spend all your time, right? I mean, today's people's patience of listening and sitting there, is less. It's not a lot. People don't have that type of time anymore. So I don't want to take up all of your time with that. But I wanted to share that with you. Resilience, your ability to bounce back. Got to give yourself patience. I didn't have that ability. I'm still working on that, but it's a work in progress. So you are a work in progress. You're not alone in this, right? You don't have to be. There's someone out there. Here I am, Kenny Perkins, aka your cancer guy, right? Whether it's cancer or trauma, life, you want to talk about it. This is what I do. Make sure you hit me up on my channels. All Talk Oncology, right? Your cancer guy. Website, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We're there. You're not alone in this. We're in this together. Remember, make sure you subscribe, get in all of that. We're making it happen. I want to share that with you because it was heavy on my heart today. I want to make sure I give it to you straight from the heart. Again, this is Kenny Perkins, aka your cancer guy. And until again, I'm out.
So stay connected with us on All Talk Oncology Cancer Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to that, right? Wherever you listen to your podcast, whether that's Apple, Spotify, make sure you subscribe and continue to spread that word, right? Engage in this because your engagement can help someone stay alive. And this is what we're talking about. So again, make sure you subscribe, hit that subscribe button. Again, this is Kenny Perkins, aka your cancer guy. Until again, I'm out.